Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. I got like a Reese's Pieces look going on. So I got the bright orange right here, as you can see. Got chocolate on the outer part, and I smudged just a little black under here. I didn't want it too black. I didn't want a really harsh eyeliner. And then I just put some mascara on, and I naturally have long lashes, and I curled them a little bit. I don't know if I want to leave it like this or if I want to put some lashes on top. But right now, this seems pretty cool. So let's get into the foundation. So I'm going to take this off. As you can see, that line is crisp. That's why I put tape right there. I do this for myself and any of my clients that get glam looks. So the foundation that I use is Dior. I use two of them. Both of them are neutral, 6.5 and 7 neutral. So usually most companies that make foundation or even concealer for darker skinned girls, for some reason they think we're super orange. So if you are not aware of color corrector, if your foundation or concealer is too orange, you want to add blue to neutralize the color. So that's what I'm going to do for my foundation. So once it sets, and like say if I was to go out somewhere, I won't look like an Oompa Loompa. I won't have this orange, makeup. So I'm gonna neutralize it with the blue. So let me mix these two foundations in the color, and I'm coming right back. So a lot of you are probably like, oh, your foundation doesn't match your face. So in the summertime, you want your foundation to match your neck. Especially in the summertime, a lot of us wear dresses and shirts in general, and our neck and chest is out. So this is going to match my chest. If I would have just put this on, this is the darkest color. This one matches my face. It wouldn't look right, especially in the summertime. That's something I usually use in the fall or the winter where my neck is not out and you can't really see the two different colors. So that's why my foundation looks so much lighter, because it matches my neck. So I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna spray it, and then I'm gonna blend it out. So I don't want no heavy looks. I think I'm gonna stop right here. So I'm gonna spray with this Morphe Life Proof. So try not to mess up my hair. I just got done. Put some moisture in my face. About to choke myself. A nice foundation brush, and you want to sweep it towards the perimeter of your face because it's supposed to blend into the neck. Same with the forehead. You want to blend it up into the hairline. So basically away from the face. So let me finish this and I'll be right back. So I done blended it all out, and as you can see, it matches my chest. You probably can see it better in person, but it matches my chest. A lot of y'all would be like, okay, I'm gonna stop right here, but you can't, because whenever you put on something wet, you have to put on something dry on top. So I'm gonna do my concealer and a little contour. So let me see. This is too close to my skin, so I need my darker one. So I use Milk. This little, gotta smile. Nothing too crazy. See where my cheekbones at, cause I ain't got super high cheekbones. On the forehead, the temple, a little right here. And I'm gonna do the nose last, because when I do the concealer, it's gonna kind of mess up the line. So I'm gonna do my nose contour last. This is gonna be a real simple look. I don't need this to be too dramatic. So I just need a little concealer. And we're gonna let the concealer dry down a little bit. The ball of my nose. I can see I got like a little butt nose. A little right here, and a little right here. I'm going to spray my face and I'm going to blend out this contour, and I'm going to come back and show you how I blend out my concealer. So I'll be back when it's time for the concealer. So I'm not done blending, but I wanted to show you guys a trick. So when your contour and concealer, you see how harsh these lines are? You take a little bit of your foundation and kind of go over where the contour and the concealer meet. You can kind of diffuse that harsh line. So that's what I'm doing, especially on my chin. Like, it's just sitting there. So I'm just taking the foundation, I'm diffusing that line. We don't want any harsh lines. I look much better. It's not as harsh. Kind of want everything to have an ombre effect. And we still got to contour my nose. But I just wanted to show you guys that little trick to diffuse those lines. So I'll be right back. So I've already kind of set my face off camera. So I use Sephora pressed powder for all the areas where I had the concealer. And this is in Toffee. Let me see. For my contour, well, bronzer, I'm going to use Juvia's Place in dark. Let me get my brush. I'm going to mix these two colors. I want this kind of light. I don't like harsh makeup. And then I'm going to put an orange blush on top. And then blend this towards my forehead and into the hairline. My hair getting in the way. So bring it forward. Away from the hairline. And then I did put some down here. And then I'm gonna go over my nose just a little bit. So I remember what I did with the brush. Oh, here we go. Just a little bit. Bringing it to my eye makeup. I'm gently going down my nose. I don't want it to be harsh. Right at the tip. Alright, that's that. And then I have my orange blush. I want to do this one. That's also orange. We're going to do the brightest color. So I want this to pop. And if you were a chocolate girl like me, you know, sometimes you gotta be heavy-handed just for it to really pop. I ain't trying to have you looking like an actual orange, but you want that blush to pop. Like I said, orange eats with chocolate skin. So I'm also setting my face with a powder, and then when I come back, we'll be starting on the lip. But this is the powder that I use, Sweet Honey by One Size. So I am done with my makeup, so I ended up just putting some clear lip gloss on. I know it looks like something else under there. I had took off the lip liner and it kind of stained my lips, so that's why it looked like a plum color. But I just have clear on top. I added some gold in the corner, and then I'm not going to put any falsies on because if you're like me and you have naturally long eyelashes, putting on falsies are kind of hard. So I smudged a little chocolate under here, and I put on some mascara on the bottom. But this is pretty much my look. Nothing too crazy, just a pop of color, the orange and then the gold. So, and this is the final look. So this is no filter, so this is me in real time. So I hope you learned something from some of the tips that I shared. But yeah, so I thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next time.